Typically, when I get back to Georgia and I have my 1 week of appointments and running around, I'm normally exhausted. I'm so excited that this week I have not been exhausted. Let me think. What have I been doing? Definitely appointments, running around trying to prepare for Christmas. I don't have to do that much, thank God. But what I have done, of course, like I do every day, speak to a lot of ladies. When I went to go get my lashes done, the interesting thing is the lash tech, her BFF called her, and he kept calling and kept calling. He was in Hawaii, and he was just calling to chit chat or what have you. But he called so much. She said, "This is weird. He normally texts my location to see I'm at work, and he normally wouldn't call me. He called it back to back." So she went ahead and answered. And on like the third one, she was like, "Hey, can I call you back? I'm lashing." And he's like, "No." You know how we do as with our friends. "No, you can't call me back." So he didn't know he was on speakerphone. Wait, let me get that right. No, he was on FaceTime. So anyway, he said it. And then I just kind of took the pressure off her because she's not my normal lash tech. She was filling in for mine. I just took the pressure off of her and just started talking to him. I was like, "Hey, you okay? Everything good?" He didn't know that was my voice because that's not normal for the client, the customer, to start talking. But we had a good little chat. He was talking about he got to get to Dallas because what's the name? King porn star King, something he called, some guy is in Dallas. And I was like, "Dude, like you're the highly sensitive type. Like you don't need to be trying to spend no time with somebody named porn star or anything." I was like, "That situation gonna run you around. It's gonna drag your tail up in there and run you around in circles." And then she was like, "Girl, he don't care." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Then guess what? This is the most fantastic relationship you could be in." And then so she started laughing. I said, "No, seriously." And at some point, he got drawn away. I think he was talking to his mother. But I explained to him, I said, "Girl, don't be afraid of him going and making that mistake. It is going to be the best thing to snatch his tail right up into a situation and teach him the best way that we cannot right now." And through his tears of being heartbroken, shattered, at least he made his choice on his own. He played himself, right? So in advance, we can already say he's playing himself. But those tears, that heartbreak, every tear he drops, it's going to be a shedding of the old him that made that decision to go to Dallas because he just wasn't clear on the price it was going to cost him. So let him go and roll up in Dallas. Let him go on and swing around with the porn star a little bit. Gonna swing his behind right back to Hawaii, and he gonna turn around and get a new outlook on life. Obviously, he got time. He got time to be outside. But as young folks, that's what we do. We take chances, and this is the thing. Like honestly, you see a friend of yours like, they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be doing this, and they shouldn't be, and they shouldn't be. Yes, they should. They should make all the mistakes that they need to make right now. So we just need to, just let people be people, right? Keep peopling. But be honest, y'all. I've noticed that a lot of times when you're talking to your friends, you're not being honest. You're like sitting there, all the opinions up in your head. Hmm, mm, mm. Some of the ums come out, some of them don't, right? Why don't you just be honest and be like, you go ahead and do that thing if you want to, but here's what's going to happen next. Either way, I'm here for you. Because my thing is, when you come back crying, if I wasn't upfront with you, then you're probably not going to have the insight and the detail of how you got yourself into that situation. Because you're thinking that I thought it was a good idea too. When all the while, I didn't think it was a good idea. So yeah, be straight up with your friends. Not to try to save them, but to help them gain perspective because that's how you create wisdom. Hindsight, 2020. But if you're using, taking a framework of some, and okay, and I get it. You don't want to give people advice. All right, treat people the way you want them to treat you. So if you don't want to hear anybody else's mouth, yeah, don't let anybody hear your mouth. I get it. But me, baby, because I was just always wanting to grow, always wanting to learn, I wanted people's advice. Whether I took it or not didn't matter. I wanted perspective. And I don't know, it just helped advance me along when I heard other people talk about whatever situations, because you find out more about yourself as you get to know people and how they think. And you run that thing across your spirit, and your spirit will let you know if it resonates with you or not, right? So this week, what I have accomplished, got my lashes done, of course. I want to go get my eyebrows done, because when I'm in the islands and I'm on the beach walking and I'm doing those videos, I'm so irked at the fact that, first of all, I don't even be brushing them. I don't even be brushing them joints. I just be like, it's time to go work out. And my mind just be focused on that. And then all of a sudden I get an epiphany while I'm walking, and I'm like, I want to share. I just got to turn the camera on, because at that moment I'm like, just not about you. It's really about sharing this information with the ladies. So I turn the camera on. You know what? And I always say I'm sharing this information with the ladies. My platform is focused on the women, but the men are listening too. And they're actually like getting some data points that's helping them understand women better. So this is just like so good. Let me see. Something that I would tell men today is the same thing that I always say to them. Yes, women are crazy. Yep, yep. And y'all are lazy thinkers. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, but we still want to be together, right? That means it's time for negotiations. How can I get you to think more and be more considerate? And how you can get me to stop being as crazy? That's the negotiation right there. Crazy versus thinking. That is cracking me up. So, let me see. For me, in my relationship, I had to stop getting pissed off and be like, I ain't got time for this, and be out. I really didn't have time for it, y'all. I just don't have time for the stuff that just creates drama, distraction, whatever. But guess what? If you want to be in love and be in a relationship and get to know somebody, you have to make a little time. Unfortunately, time will take you, okay? You ain't even got to put it on your calendar. The situation will make you take time, is what I meant. But men, seriously, like, I understand that you need to know what we want. I get that. But sometimes y'all brain be so lazy that you want us to tell you all the way up to the moment. Like, I could tell you my favorite colors. I could tell you my favorite things. I can even tell you my favorite stores on where to get those things from. But you want me to tell you what time to go pick it up? You want me to tell you exactly who to speak to in that store? You want me, and okay, fine. If it's a certain special thing and it's a certain person that could do it, okay, fine. That's cool. I'm with that. But you want me to tell you what time you should come and bring that certain thing to me? Stop being so lazy in the brain like that. Because then what you do is you activate the masculine energy in the woman. And then when she ain't soft and cuddly later on and all gentle, then you trying to figure out why. Her brain has been exhausted with the details that your shoulders are broad enough to carry. She can't carry all of that, you know? Stop putting that kind of pressure on her. You see the frustration in my eyebrows? You're getting on my nerves. That's really and truly our number one issue. And yes, it makes us crazy. You know why? Because majority of women don't have language for saying it. They can't figure out why this thing keeps going south. and they don't know how to get it through to you. They don't speak man. They only speak female. So they're not duolingual, okay? And the other thing is, I mean, really and truly with women, it's really that they don't have language to communicate how they're feeling without the man shutting down. And it's so funny because the man shuts down so he can have space to think, because it's so much that we vomit up in our communication with you guys. And then this, and then this, and then that, and then that. And the brain is trying to catch all of it, and it gets so exhausting. So the man shuts down. The women don't know that you're shutting down to create space to process the first few things and what's the most important and what you could do. She don't know that you're processing that. She doesn't know to pause and give your brain time to think through that. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. I don't care how much you want her to know. She don't know that. She don't know that you heard her. She don't know. So when she's going blah, 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 if you could turn around and say, babe, I want to make sure I'm taking all this in. Can you give me a few minutes just to process the first couple things that you said? Just let me just get quiet for a second and process that, because I want to make sure I'm making progress. She would pause for a moment. And in that moment that you're creating that pause, her energy would calm down. Her anxiety would calm down. And guess what? I'm not mad at you because I know you don't have language for this. So that's why I'm giving you language right now. You know, she doesn't know that. And she doesn't know that there's more power in her saying, you know what? This is something that's really bothering me. I feel my anxiety increasing. I'm feeling myself getting a little angered. My forehead's starting to sweat a little bit. And I know I'm about to go overboard. I don't want to have this conversation right now. I want you to fix it. She don't know that that's all she has to say to you. She doesn't get it. I don't care how much you want her to get it. She doesn't get it. And she doesn't get it because she doesn't know that she's the apple of your eye. She doesn't know. I don't care how much you think she knows. She knows when y'all together and when everything is going well, but she doesn't know when things are not going well. She has no idea what you're up to, and she is going overboard because she can't handle that. She just can't. Okay. It's like I hear questions in my head, right? Why can't she handle that? Because her BFF is anxiety. Anxiety rides shotgun with her everywhere she goes. Sometimes anxiety is quiet, and sometimes anxiety wants to point out everything they see on the road. Oh, that's good. I like that one. Anxiety likes to point out everything they see on the road. How about this? How about this? How about that? All these suggestions when she's in a triggered state. Because that's her BFF. It's her best friend. The best friend's going to point out everything that scares both of them. So therefore now, when that starts happening, the anxiety makes her pull the car over and lets trauma get in the back seat. Here comes trauma. So now the BFF have invited trauma. What trauma is going to do? Trauma is like a mask. Not for her, for you. Trauma is going to now seep into her thoughts. And all she's going to see is you, but now it's going to be through the mask of trauma. So everything the BFF said to her, now trauma has taken on your face and your body. Now she's in a relationship with trauma. You ain't even there. You somewhere taking a nap because you had a hard day at work or whatever the case may be. But trauma said, okay, well, he's asleep, but I ain't. So guess what? This is what's happening. Would you say BFF? Tell her exactly what's happening. And so now you're seeing that man through your own trauma. And the trauma is telling you all kinds of lies based on the past because that's your perception. I'm sorry, I was talking to the women then. So men, understand that when she's snapping off, it ain't you, it's the trauma. And if you can help her find a pause button, or if you can love her through that pause and understand that the attack, she's not attacking you, she's attacking the trauma. That's where the fight is. That crap is crazy, 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 man. It's crazy. I say it's crazy because I know what that feels like. And it's crazy. It's not like schizophrenic crazy. It's not like, Sybil, where she's hearing voices and people talking to her. It's not that level of illness. But trauma does bring an illness, but it's just a triggered state. Whereas somebody that's schizophrenic, they live in that daily, right? This level, when we talking about with the women being crazy, us women being crazy, it's kind of like a functioning alcoholic. Yeah, it's in there, and they function in stability every single day until the trigger moment comes. Some people need medication for it because really it takes them so far into the trauma. It's like the invasion of the body snatchers done came in, took your woman and snatched her and threw her in somewhere else. And you're like, who the hell is that? So we don't mean to be crazy, but that's what trauma does to us. But, and I say to us, it happens to y'all too. Y'all just process it differently, right? Anger and shut down and disconnect and, not calling. All that be happening. Which makes it even crazier when you do that, okay? To be honest, if you were to share with her, if you know that she's a heartfelt woman and you're able to share with her what your triggers look like, it'll actually help her feel more comfortable, because then she doesn't feel like she's sitting in this relationship alone with the only one that has fears. Crazy enough, you guys will actually bond in that moment on deeper levels if everybody's willing to be transparent. So I'm going to get ready for my day and see what else this fine Saturday brings. Good morning, good morning. Well, by the time you do this video, it might not be morning anymore. So good afternoon. Anyway, that's basically it. I have so much on my mind every morning when I wake up. I'll do this more often. But for now, au revoir.